Muscle Activation Technique Specialist here at Muscle Activation Schaumburg. And our main overriding mission for our clients here is to help them exercise for life. We always say like our mission is exercise for life. But what that means is not only exercising for the entirety of your life, because if you think about it, we do want to be exercising into our forever years, but also exercising to get the most out of our lives. And that always means something different to each and every person, whether that means traveling or playing with grandchildren or walking with a loved one or whatever you're wanting to do with your life. We want to help you use exercise to get the most out of that. So our goal today is to use this idea that summer is coming to make sure that we can utilize exercise to make sure that we continue to exercise for life throughout the summer months. So I want to pose a question to you two.
Sure.
What do you know that's different about summer, the months that are summer rather than other seasons?
I guess weather is a big factor, which allows you to get out and do more stuff outside than
The weather, great. Awesome.
Definitely.
Outside, cool.
there are more parties and events to attend, so you want to be in better shape.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, parties and events. There's also a lot of festivals, around town.
Yeah, people tend to get out more in summer, obviously, so
Yeah.
you don't have coats to cover your
Yeah, exactly.
out of shape arms, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go.
The puff jackets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You show off your body.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I think with the weather, like the sun rises early and then sets super late. So
Yeah.
almost, we don't get more hours, but we have more of
The daylight.
the daylight,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think some people have different work hours in the summer. Do you ever have different work hours?
I work office hours, so it
Okay.
doesn't matter whatever schedule I
Cool.
make.
Yeah.
I don't have fixed hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does make a difference too. My daughter, she's working as a CNA, so
Oh, great.
she has fixed shifts to work. for.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can speak up. Don't be shy.
I read a question. She's like,
Well, kids are out of school too. That helps.
Yeah.
That's something different.
This is her last week at school. She goes to Harvard.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
She's a
Wonderful.
student and works part-time.
Awesome.
Great. So kids are out of school. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
So oftentimes, or sometimes we see the differences of summer as being kind of a roadblock or a burden to our exercise life. But we want to almost present it tonight as these are the opportunities that summer has that we want to help you take advantage of. So summer opportunities. Perfect.
Yeah, because here's the thing, if we just start seeing summer, when all of a sudden we're thinking about, the big vacations that were going on, or, people are out of school, so our daily schedule becomes that much busier. We need to figure out what to do with them, or, hey, there's all these different events that are going on that are just a distraction. What it can do is it can really be a damper on all the progress that we make with our exercise throughout the year, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's summer, I'm not really that into it, and I'll just pick back up after Labor Day. And the whole point of this talk is to figure out, hey, how can we use the next 3 months to continue to push forward under the context that summer provides some really cool opportunities.
Yeah.
So what's that going to mean, okay? And so as Julie started out by saying, look, our goal is to help people exercise for life. And with that, we take a very health-focused approach to exercise. We're really focusing on what's going on inside the body and using that as a barometer to help people exercise. So in an ideal world, we would have a couple different types of exercise, okay? Now, it's not like cardio and strength training. What we're deeming it as is what we're calling all the time exercise, and we're calling special event exercise. Now, the differences between these two, the all the time exercise, that's like walking around and just doing chores throughout your house, doing yard work outside, mowing the lawn, walking from your car to the grocery store, things that's physical activity throughout the day that you're not blocking off as, hey, now it's my time to exercise. But you're still up, you're being active, okay? That's super important. The other part is this special event exercise. This is what we normally think of when I'm gonna go exercise. Meaning, we set aside time in our schedule, we're going to the gym, we're going for a run, we're going on a bike ride. It's something that's distinctly different from the rest of our day that we're deeming as our workout, okay? Now, differences between the two, all the time, usually a much lower intensity, okay? Heart rate's not really getting up, you're not really increasing your respiratory rate, probably not sweating with it, and you're certainly not gonna change clothes to walk from your car to the grocery store, okay? But with the special events, that's usually a little bit higher intensity.
More focus.
Exactly, more focus, increased heart rate, increased respiratory rate, starting to sweat a little bit. Even we'll have different clothes or different shoes that we have to put on to do these things, but not these things. So, what's the benefit of, because normally we think about this as, all right, this is the beneficial part of exercise. That's not really true. See, here's the thing, with the all-the-time exercise, this is really, really vital to get into your day when it comes to preventing insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is what eventually leads to heart disease and type 2 diabetes.
I'm effective, so I know.
Very interesting. So Julie and I, we have a whole talk where we dive into these and go through really the science between the science of the differences between the two and why you need both. But we're looking at a 30,000-foot level right now. We're just saying, hey, all the time, this is really important to prevent certain health conditions, okay? Now, the special event exercise, that's also really important when it comes to preventing cancer. So when looking at helping people exercise for the rest of your life, getting both of these in is extremely vital to be able to do so. See, the special event, that's really intense and really condensed. The all-the-time exercise is not nearly intense enough to get these benefits. It's not condensed, it's condensed enough either to get these benefits. But the special event exercise, it's not dispersed throughout the day enough. It's not frequent enough in order to get these benefits. So you need both, okay? So a lot of times when we think about, oh, it's summer, I'm gonna not exercise, we're usually thinking we're not doing these things. We're not doing the special event stuff where, oh, we're gonna keep going to the gym, we're gonna keep seeing our personal trainer. But we need to encourage you to do so because of the benefits that come along with it. Summer presents a huge opportunity to get more of this as well, with the nicer weather, etc. So for example, with the weather, we can get a lot of all-the-time activity by walking to lunch, by walking around outside, mowing our lawn, working in the yard. Big, big opportunity for all the time with the weather. The weather also allows us to just do more outside as far as going for a run, more special event opportunities, going for our bike rides. Those are huge with the weather. And the outside activities kind of plays into both there. Now as far as the parties, events, and festivals, things like 4th of July events, you're outside, you're walking around all day. You're getting that all the time exercise in, okay? It also is going to allow for more opportunity for these special events because you know that, hey, tomorrow I'm going to the park all day to celebrate the 4th of July, so I need to do something today, right now. So it puts it in your schedule as, hey, tomorrow it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get this in, puts a little bit higher priority for it to get your special event exercise in right now, okay? And again, the beach scene, that puts a lot of priority on this special event because that's where we're going to get those results, okay? But also, you go to the beach, and yeah, you may be laying out, but you also might be walking on the beach. You're walking to the concession stand. You're walking from your car to the beach. Again, an opportunity to get more all-the-time exercise in. More daylight, extended hours. You can be out later in the evening, whether it's a softball game, like this special event exercise, or you're just going for a walk after dinner or earlier in the morning. More opportunities to do that. Again, more opportunities to get both these kinds of, exactly. The summer hours, if your business has that, and let's say, I know of businesses that'll let people out like a half day on Friday. Hey, if you have that time, you like go to the zoo with your family. That's more of it all the time. You're gonna be walking around. Or you can say, you know what? I get out a little bit early on Friday, let me go see my personal trainer, or let me go to the gym a little bit earlier before the big rush comes in, okay? And then the out of school, yeah, exactly. Or, for those of you that are periscoping in, if they have little kids or something like that, and you're like, the kids are out of school, they have swim practice, they have soccer practice, and all this going on. Well, while the kids are getting their activity in, walk laps around the field.
Yeah.
Or while the kids are getting their activity in, schedule something to do for yourself during that time where you can still get your special event or your all the time exercise in because of the opportunities that someone presents. So that's what we're looking to really help people with this, is to acknowledge, yeah, someone presents a lot of opportunities to get way more of this stuff in than it is throughout the entire rest of the year.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Perfect. So, this whole first portion of the talk is geared towards the how, right? How are we going to use summer to get exercise and keep exercise into our life? And it's really interesting because if you think about it, almost all media that we read and consume about exercise is always about the how, right? If you have a favorite television show that you like and it's like a fitness or health television thing, you're always talking about the how, like what exercises to do to lift your butt, or how to fit it into your schedule, or how to get around this obstacle, or let's say you like social media stuff, so they're always talking about the how, or maybe you have a YouTube video that's talking about exercises to pick or what to do and what not to do. So we're constantly talking about the how, and the how is almost we could talk about it's the details of exercise, right? Like specifics, the logistics, or what we can maybe call the mechanics, the interworkings of exercise. We're always in this how piece. But there's a huge part of exercise that we're missing. And it's probably the most important part of exercise. And we never talk about it because it's not the same for every person, and it's probably not the same for anyone. And it's the why of exercise. And I really encourage you and everyone tuning in to think about their why for exercise. Because let's be honest, we're all really busy, and it'd be really more convenient for us, right, to not have exercise in our schedule, right, to not have to show up to the gym, to not have to get out of the car when our kid goes to soccer practice to walk laps, to not have to do any of it. But you got to think for a moment, why am I doing this in the first place? Am I exercising so that I can feel great when I play with my grandkids? So I can get up and down off the floor so I can play with my dog? Is it so that I can walk with my spouse at night? Is it so that I'm prepared so that I can travel the world with my spouse when I'm done working? What is your why? So take time to figure out why you're there in the first place. Because while we're busy spending almost 100% of our time at the how, we're forgetting about the why. And so we're jumping over the obstacles that the how presents, like the schedule, the inconvenience of it, the discomfort of the sweat, and the burning of our muscles. We're worried all about that, and we're forgetting about the why. And if you can highlight your why and really figure out why are you doing this in the first place, and start spending more of your time thinking about, why am I here? Why am I spending time exercising? Why am I spending time figuring out how I could exercise? Then all the obstacles that the how presents, and all the days that you feel that analysis by paralysis that the how presents, all the logistics are much, much easier to handle. So I encourage you to think more about the why of why you're exercising. Because all this stuff is fun, and Charlie and I geek out about it all day long because that's our job.
Ultimately, it's
But
the goal.
ultimately, yeah, why is it important to you? You might even want to lose weight, but why is it so important that you lose weight? You might want to build muscle, but why is it so important that you build muscle? Because at the end of the day, the hows are going to be all in your face about how it's not going to work out for you. You have to remember why you were there in the first place. Yep.
Exactly.
So if that's not clear, and if you're not sure about it yourself, you're gonna always think about the hows, and you're always gonna think about the logistics. And that's going to be the challenge that you always will face. And so always remember, why am I here? So think about it.
Exactly. So over the next 3 months, it's going to present a lot of opportunities just based off the time of year. Whether it's the weather, more festivals, opportunity for outside activities, or just more daylight and more availability within your schedule to do things. A lot of times we try to just pile more stuff in and more stuff in, and then we see these opportunities as challenges. We can keep in mind and keep focused on the fact that they are opportunities. And they're opportunities to get a lot of activity in, the kinds that we need to help prevent insulin resistance leading to type 2 diabetes and heart disease. The kinds of activities we need in order to help prevent cancer. If we can keep in mind these opportunities and see how they relate to our ability to continue to be active and to continue to exercise over the next 3 months, maybe we can get past this how. How are we going to do it with the new schedule? How are we going to do it with all these other temptations? And we can stay focused on our why we're doing it in the first place, why we're exercising to begin with. And that can help us to make sure that we not only exercise for the next 3 months, but we continue to exercise for life. It's the whole point of this. So we really appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. We really appreciate you coming out tonight. We'd be more than happy to take any questions that you have. But yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to come here, to tune in online and hear about what we have to say.
To an extent, everybody kind of knows a little bit of this stuff,
Sure.
but you gave a good insight as to,
Wonderful.
the more serious look into it.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're
I
glad
still,
you-
is this a wrong time or opportunity to ask about what is MAT?
Oh,
Muscle
perfect.
Activation Technique?
Perfect opportunity.
I read about it online,
Yeah.
and I was just curious.
No, it's a fantastic question because that is one of the things that we specialize here.
Okay.
And in fact, we are the educational hub for the entire Chicago suburbs for MAT. So we train a lot of practitioners, we have a lot of people coming through here, and that is one of the things that we specialize in. So MAT as a technique, the idea is we're trying to figure out where your muscles are not working like they're supposed to. And because of that, you're compensating around it. You have muscle imbalances. You have achy joints, tight muscles. You're just not performing or recovering how you feel you should. And so we're able to go in, assess your body, figure out where these issues are, address those issues through exercise, and not just exercise on the floor, but exercise on a table as well, and help get your body working better. So when you go and you do these things, you're not only able to use the muscles that were already working well, you're able to bring everything on board. You get more out of your workouts, you just get more from your day in general, because your body is working closer to optimal.
Yeah, and have you ever seen like when people are really love exercise and almost they're always complaining how their body's hurting?
Yeah.
It's like, well, hold on a second. I thought exercise was supposed to make your body better, but now you're always saying how it's hurting and break it down. So because our mission is to help people exercise for their health and to get the most out of their life, we find that muscle activation techniques really helps us identify areas where their body will break down before it's happening. Because as we see individuals exercising and we really encourage people to be active, doing the things they love, it's very likely that the areas that might have been kind of dormant because they weren't exercising before might start showing up because they're utilizing their body more. So MAT is a process, so we're looking at how your joints are moving and how your muscles are functioning to identify where might you break down the fastest. And so what we find is that our clients, at least for me, before I was training people before I had MAT, and then I got the skill process, and then now I notice that my clients, I mean, they don't have to take weeks off because they're injured and stuff as often. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we use that just to keep our clients, their joints feeling good, feeling healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that similar to what you read? What were you reading?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I used to work out heavily and run
Great.
heavily,
Wonderful.
but then I had a pinched nerve issue
Aw.
last April,
Mhm.
and then my doctor told me to stop working out.
Yeah.
So I try to manage my weight using that and all, but
Wonderful.
I want to get
Get
back
back.
into working out and
Yeah.
safely, without having
Yeah.
any injuries to my body.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
So that's why I was more interested in
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
looking into it.
A lot of times that can, we'll get individuals that want to exercise independently, but they're like, hey, well, I've had this issue in the past.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that when I start exercising, my muscles are going to support me as much as possible. So
And that's
definitely.
something I'm looking into.
Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah,
Great question.
it's a fantastic question. We often consider it like a tutoring session
Uh-huh.
for the muscles that are not working as well as they should. So when you go out and you run or you go out and you work out heavily, your body's going to use the thing that's already working well. And then we get this scenario where those things keep getting stronger, but the things that aren't working as well just stay weak. This, with MAT, we're able to really identify and zero in, hey, these are your biggest areas that are weak. And we're able to really zero in on those areas and get those caught back up to speed by giving them more individualized attention.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it before, but I saw this
Oh yeah,
your website.
definitely.
Oh, the MAT, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, I think, in the physical world or the exercise world, we kind of always think like, my muscles will just always be ready to go no matter what I do to them. I'll just wake up and they're just ready to go.
Exactly.
But you have to think like, well, if I drive my car, to California and back, I should expect that I should, take it into the car dealer, the car mechanic and just check it over once or twice, make sure I change out the oil. So what we find is that it's a similar idea, if you're going to be utilizing your body in a certain way, why don't you just go get your muscles checked out and make sure things are functioning well, and that's kind of the process that we work with.
We take our bodies for granted a lot.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. It's like we
Definitely.
really don't acknowledge anything until it starts
Yeah.
feeling weird,
Mhm.
And I know we've both experienced that too. Like,
Yeah.
what the? We do MAT. We should be feeling great. What the heck? But yeah. We do have surveys. If you guys wouldn't mind filling them out, we just love feedback. We always like to know how we can improve. But do you guys have any other questions? You can drill us. You're all, or the floor is yours. What?
I'll come up with more.
Okay,
Sounds
yeah.
great.
Well, let me give you these. Yeah, great. I'll give you these too. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, you can stop the Periscope broadcast